It's kind of surreal when you think of it like that.
Oh, man.
10,000 hours. I'm not even halfway there.
My goodness.
I've got a lot to learn.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like I'm starting to notice I'm getting better, but I don't know.
You'll notice. You'll look back like, oh my God, if I could show you.
I imagine yours was probably more subtle or was.
I'll show you photos that are like on the gram from like way back. We'll go into the archives here. This is going to be.
Yeah, I just wonder, to get to your level, there had to have been like a year where you're just like, boom, this is where it happened. I'm at this level
it all
now.
started, I remember it was when I got a 5D Mark II.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, whoa, like that like changed the game for me. Like 5D Mark II was like a lot of these photos.
Oh, okay.
Like a lot of like.
Oh, that's cute, dog.
It just had. It had that look to it, you know?
Yeah, I can't really put my finger on it, to be honest with you.
The 5D Mark II just had a look. And I was like, yo, like that's my style.
Right.
And like ever since I've gotten rid of that camera, I've tried to like replicate that style. Like it just looks different.
Right.
It looks different from what I'm shooting now. And like I wish I never would have sold that camera. I even asked the guy to buy the camera back from him.
My goodness.
And he was like, no, I can't. I was like, well, fair enough.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
But just like that's like old stuff,
right?
That like still looks like somewhat relevant.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Are you? So I like to click on my photos and zoom way in and fix as much stuff as possible, or like fine tune it. Are you? Is that kind of your thing, or you just like to?
I usually have a pretty dirty sensor, so I have to do some spot removal shit.
Oh, okay.
But that's just because I treat my shit like shit.
Right.
So let's see.
Obviously not as bad as me. Not you actually put your lens caps on.
So yeah, so my very first post was from March 26, 2016. And that's what it was.
That's cool. Dude, I would
unimpressive. I look at that and I see trash.
I would maybe think
I basically see dumpsters everywhere, like trash cans, like mini trash cans, emoji trash cans all over the photo.
You know, I was thinking it was her Instagram's Red Flame, Katie Beckwith.
Yeah. Yeah, I know Katie Rule.
Yeah, she does a lot of those like abandoned things. And she did something with chairs. I'm like, I actually think
chairs. Did Katie do something with chairs?
Well, it was in an abandoned thing, but it looked like she staged the chairs like to be like look cool and framed.
Katie, we're on to you.
Yeah. No. I thought it was cool. I was like, oh wow, like
I'm on to you, Katie.
You didn't just see like an abandoned thing, but like click. You're like, hey, let me actually put some extra work into this. And
I've staged some things where I was like, oh, okay, this would look better here.
Right.
I mean, I'm not all about like leave it where it's at. I mean, if shit looks better, like if you have light rays coming through a building and there's nothing there and there's a chair next to it,
right?
Not in it, like shit, move that chair over there.
Do you like to kick up some of the dust to get some of that fog? Or
I like the asbestos. I'm not a respirator type of guy.
Man,
I'm rough with it. I mean, fuck it, man.
Oh no.
We're all gonna die. Might as well as die doing what I love.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So I mean, who cares?
Right.
Like everyone's gonna basically die of cancer some way.
Yeah, seriously.
At this rate, we're all screwed.
I just roll my eyes. I'm like, oh, son, bacon's lead. First of all, if bacon leads to cancer, fuck it. I'm like, oh well, it's just everything leads to cancer somehow.
Yeah,
I'm gonna enjoy it.
Pretty much.
I'm sure something the grip on your fucking camera leads to cancer.
Yeah, like
somehow.
the splinters and like the shit. Like all this shit's gonna lead to cancer probably.
Oh my goodness!
Don't climb barbed wire fences,
right.
kids.
Well, I think the reason I asked is because in that. Now, is that documentary just about you, or is that about? Like,
so it's about 5 different people that are in St. Louis, but there is like 5 series.
Sure.
So there is one specifically just about me.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I don't know if we're done with it yet. I think there's a couple of things we have to tie in still.
Right.
But I know it's going to be really, really dope. It's in the works. It's going to be dropping for a film festival over the summer or next summer.
Which
so
I'm
summer, summer 2019.
Okay.
And it's going to be like a big film festival. I don't think it's like Sundance, but I think it's a pretty big one.
Oh,
it's by what they said, it was pretty damn big.
I mean, you could even do Sliff if you want to.
I wouldn't know anything about them.
Oh yeah, I mean they play on a lot of the St. Louis. I'm really trying to get one here next spring.
Our city sucks, so don't even try.
What's that?
I said our city sucks. Don't even try.
St. Louis? They got a pretty good.
I have the utmost love for St. Louis. St. Louis is always going to be my home, my baby. I will wear a St. Louis Cardinals hat into any city, any day.
Right.
I don't give a fuck.
Right.
I have hometown pride.
Right.
I got more shit for being a Cardinals fan in Milwaukee in 2 days than I did in Chicago for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I was about to say.
So that kind of tells you something.
Right.
They do not like us right now.
Fuck it.
They hate us. Fuck their city.
The Brewers?
Oh, yeah.
Dude.
I know. Like, they got any room to talk.
Yeah.
They fucking suck. They got lucky.
I don't know, dude. They're pretty good. Like, Christian Yelich just killing it. But.
Well, right. I mean, they're good. I went to, funny experience, actually. I went to the 2012 wild card game, the infamous infield fly rule game in Atlanta against the Braves, which might add was Chipper Jones' last game ever.
Right.
So that was a hell of a night.
Right.
We had our 2011 World Series stuff with us.
Hell yeah.
I had my hat on, my hoodie, repping hard like we always would.
Right.
That infield fly rule happened. I took all that shit off. They were throwing shit at us.
Oh, damn.
Like, people were throwing things at us.
Wow.
Like, fans. You fucking cheaters. You should be fucking ashamed of yourself, your team, your organization. We almost got jumped walking to our hotel. Like, people were pissed. That shit happened. I immediately took my hat off, put it in my shirt, took my hoodie off, tied it around me. I had on a white t-shirt, and I was like, fuck, they're still going to know I'm a Cardinals fan.
Right.
And, like, it was probably the scariest, funnest time of my life. I was
it's
like,
nice.
Because, like, your adrenaline gets going, you're like, oh, shit.
Right.
And, like, you're in, like, fight or flight mode.
Right.
And I'm like, well, I'm not flying, so I guess I'm fighting.
Yeah, you know, I was kind of...
And it's still that same way with, like, bandos or, like, rooftops. Like, a lot of people ask me if I'm, like, scared of stuff or, like, are you ever worried about something happening? Always trust your gut.
Right.
I always trust my gut.
Yeah.
If something doesn't feel right, if I've been into a place 20 times and that 21st time doesn't feel right, I ain't going.
Right.
Like, it just don't feel right.
Right.
I've been arrested before doing this. I've been booked in a jail, like in Kansas City. So I mean, like, yeah, and like that's another question that I get asked a lot. Like, oh, do you ever get caught? Are you afraid of being caught? Are you afraid of like bad things happening? If you play with fire, you're bound to get burned. So like, you just have to know that whenever you're doing this, it comes with the territory. It really does.
Right.
It's one of those things to where it may not happen that day, but it will eventually happen.
Right.
You know,
Right.
your day will come.
Oh, man.
Your day will come.
Well, fuck it. Enjoy it. That's what Joey Diaz says. I love him to death. I can't wait till
you have one life to live. Why be a pussy in the corner when you can grab it by the balls and just...
He says if you're walking on ice, you might as well dance.
Exactly. Or it's like John Mayer said. Yeah, I love John Mayer, by the way.
No, dude, I fucking love him too.
It's like some people are... Damn it, I'm going to sound like an idiot. I need to find it. I've
only saw him once, but
I've
John
never
Mayer
seen
once.
him. Oh, God.
It was like a year after he had that vocal surgery, so he wasn't like in prime singing condition. And he played a lot of his newer stuff, which I actually love. It's some of my favorite stuff, but I kind of wanted a little bit of the older John. I wanted some No Such Things.
Oh, yeah, there's some good stuff.
He played some Daughters.
So there was like I forgot what I think it might have been on like Chappelle's show whenever he did it, but it was a funny quote. He's like, it's like some people fall, or there's some people in the world. There's those who fall, and then there's those who turn that fall into a beautiful dance. And I was like, that's a really funny way, but like that's actually like a good representation of what you can do.
Right.
You can just fall, or some people have a way of turning that fall into a beautiful dance. Fall.
Yeah.
And dance. Dance while you fall.
No, I just immediately thought of like break
I can't
dancing.
dance, but...
Like you fall and you start doing the worm. And
right. No one knows. It's like whenever you fuck up something, don't make it obvious.
Yeah.
No one's going to know.
Right. Well, yeah, you know what? Actually, there's a guy. He's like kind of like a motivational speaker here. Really, really cool guy. And he's actually...
Here in Alton?
Yeah. Yeah, and he's like... The way he got started into like doing this is... Or doing what he does now.
Started with a podcast, didn't it?
No, actually doing like a lot of videography work and
Okay.
whatnot. But he was like, a piece of advice for you: if you work hard on something, send it and don't let them know. Okay, this could have been changed, because then they will see what you've told them to see.
Yeah, they're gonna notice it. Don't
Yeah.
show your imperfections.
Exactly.
It's like if I wanted to go through and like literally do like a live video of like, oh, so this is what is out of focus in this photo, or this is what sucks about this photo.
Right.
People are gonna see that and never let it go.
Right.
Don't do that.
Right. Well, it's kind of like the whole. You ever seen those perception videos where they'll have someone come on after the video and say, "Did you notice this was in the background?"
And then you go,
Yeah.
oh shit, nope, sure didn't, but now I do.
Right.
Yeah, fake it till you make it, and then I would say
But
Blow
be
your-
real while you're being fake.
blow your highlights out. I mean, that's all the advice I can give you. Blow your
Really?
highlights.
You know what?
I'm telling you, man, blow the highlights out.
Really?
Trust me. If you really look at my stuff, or even like
I'm
a lot
kind
of
of
the
a
St.
sucker
Louis,
for dynamic range, though.
a lot of the St. Louis shooters, we blow them highlights out. Let me see.
Now, in your opinion, why do you like to do that, or why do you think it should be done? I mean, it gives it brightness, in my opinion.
I just like the fact of like the range of like light to dark. You know, like
Sure.
something like this, light to dark.
That's dope. See, that's cool though. Like,
And like, it's all about what you expose for.
sure,
And
I'm huge into nature, so I
and
love.
I've never had a problem with just like blowing out windows.
No, that's cool. Like,
you can
there's
still-
no one cares about what's on the other side of that window.
My fucking point exactly.
Right.
So it's like it's one of those things to where like speaking of Katie's chairs,
Sure. See, that's fucking sick. That's almost like noirish.
I don't know what that means.
Like, you ever seen noir films, black and white, cigarette smoke?
See,
harsh
I'm like,
lighting?
I think I have like influences. I don't even realize it because like
Oh.
people say shit like to me about that all the time. Oh, that kind of reminds me of so and so. I'm like, what?
Okay, this is a very extreme example, but have
like,
you ever
what-
seen
what?
Sin City?
Yeah.
That's a noir film,
Ah, okay.
but it's like an animated noir
I really
film.
like the blood in Sin City. The way
The
they
what?
did it. The blood.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, it's like a comic book noir, but kind of what like makes a noir film. It's usually based around a detective trying to solve some type of like passion crime, but it's
Weird.
a lot of cigarettes, harsh lighting, which means like no softbox, anything put on a light.
Yeah, just like
Very
direct.
harsh, like shadows cast.
Yeah, see,
just
I
stuff
like-
like that.
I like shadows.
Oh yeah.
I'm
I'm a sucker for HDR though, dude, or just dynamic range.
I don't know what the term dynamic range is. I also don't know what a tripod is, so I'm just gonna have to go with that. I plead the fifth. It's yeah, I mean, I think it's like been instilled in me to like be the run and gun style.
Sure.
Like we go into places where we're setting off alarms
Right.
and we only have like 3 minutes.
Oh wow.
I don't have time to set up a tripod.
Right.
I got to crank that ISO and just get going.
Right.
Literally, there's been times where I'm running out of a building taking shots.
Right. So you don't mess with like
Running.
Wow.
Just like, I'm just
Really?
running and just as you go.
Wow.
Oh, well.
That's fucking awesome though, dude.
I hope
Like,
that like
I'm
I hope that
kind
a
of-
lot of people, especially with the documentary, kind of see like there were some times in the video like where things got a little crazy,
Right.
and I hope like people can like finally relate, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
or like really appreciate, I guess.
Well, I saw in the trailer, it sounded like alarm, like a.
Well, we were running out of the metro tunnels
Oh, okay.
because they were like onto us, I guess.
Uh,
Don't run the metro tunnels, kids.
okay.
They're scary.
Now, was because the train was coming, or because police officers? Were...
Police officers are coming. They're dumb though because they say, "Oh, police are on their way." Like, "Oh, cool, thanks." You're an idiot. If you wanted us to get caught, you probably wouldn't say anything and just let us
Right.
get caught.
Well, maybe they just realize you're just like taking photographs. And,
I think they don't want to deal with the paperwork.
Yeah,
It's also a $500 ticket. I know people who've been caught down there before.
Jesus.
$500.
You talking about the one that you take where the tunnels are like perfectly symmetrical on the
Yeah,
left
yeah.
and right side? 500. Oh my.
Is the photo worth $500? No. Should you know how to run quick? Yes. There you go.
See,
There's a trick.
it kind of pissed me because I love subterranean shit. I'm obsessed with subterranean shit.
I
I love it, dude.
I have like this weird infatuation, I guess, with tunnels, just because it's like one of those things. I guess like the same infatuation I had with rooftops.
Sure.
It was just views that people normally don't see.
Right.
And I was like, oh, cool. Like, I want to experience this for myself.
Right.
The fact that I can take a camera too is an added bonus. Right. But I was like, oh, cool. Like, these are dope experiences.
Well, I think
like I can look back 20 years from now and be like, I can look at the city and be like,
right.
I've been just about everywhere. It's like the memories, you know. It's all about like looking back and be like, yeah, I did some dope stuff.
Is that kind of what more your archive, like private stuff, is about?
Yeah,
I guess?
a little bit.
Gotcha.
I mean, I'm gonna always it's always gonna be for myself.
Right.
I mean, like I've gained a lot of work and a lot of like money and income like off of Instagram. Like I've been paid to post before for things like which I thought was unobtainable ever.
Sure.
Like no one's gonna pay someone in St. Louis to post photos, but like
right.
It's happened, you know.
Right.
It's happening right now, and it's just like one of those like you take a step back and you're like, oh shit,
oh yeah,
like maybe I am doing something,
yeah, dude. Okay.
But like I have to stay humble though. It's like it's just the way.
Sure.
It's and no one wants a cocky asshole, and I feel like I'm pretty far from that.
Right. No. I mean, yeah,
and I feel like
are far from that.
And I feel like I try to stay very, very down to earth with things.
Right.
I mean, like I enjoy talking about photography and everything, but I'm not going to be like, I'm the best in the city.
No, at the Connect STL, which I didn't give a fuck about 99.9% of people there, I basically just wanted to be like, hey, what's up, dude? Like, nice to meet you. And then that's why I did.
And that's the thing too. Like I've had like people, it's been really, really funny. Like with me and my ex-girlfriend, like we would be walking down the street in the city, and like there would be people like at green lights, like stopped, like they'd recognize me, like, yo, second try, I fuck with your work.
Hell yeah,
and I'm like, yo, man, green light, go.
Right.
It's just like, it's one of those things. Like even like being recognized in Chicago, like walking around, I'm like, how am I being recognized in Chicago? Like that really? City has 3 million people in it.
Yeah.
And that was like a oh shit moment too. I was like, whoa. I was like,
that's pretty cool, man.
I was like walking down on like by Wacker, and someone was like, yo, you're from St. Louis, right? You're second try. And I was like, yeah, what's up? And he's like, oh, dude, I've been following you for a long time. I was like, you live in Chicago. What do you mean? You don't, like, how?
Right.
So, like, it's just like one of those eye-opening things. Like, you just, like, I'm nowhere near famous or, like, doing anything crazy, but it's like, no one's making someone come up to you and be like, yo, you're good.
Right.
They're wanting to do that on their own, which is like a whole nother thing.
Right.
It's just like, it's like, whoa.
You know something? I actually just did it like before I came to work. I was just looking up, like Googling the best Instagram photographers in the certain cities, and you popped up and
yeah, I was voted 2017. I was voted number 1.
That's what's up.
Best photographer in St. Louis in 2017.
Yeah, but I never thought about like
and like
that.
And that shit like just I didn't even know.
Really?
Like no one like reached out to me. I just like came across it one day because someone else posted the list, and I was like, oh, I wonder who's on it. And like
boom, there you are.
Lo and behold, I was number 1. I was like, wait, what? I was like, I didn't ask for this.
It's really cool though. I
didn't like talk to anyone. Like no one like reached out to me. It's like, hey, we want to do this thing. Like we're voting you. Like you're in a vote to be number 1 in St. Louis. I must have lost that email because I didn't get shit. And then it was like one of those things to when it happened, I was like, oh, well, that's kind of dope.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, well, I guess people in St. Louis maybe do like me.
Yeah, dude.
And like I owe a lot of thanks to like St. Louis Graham. Like just that page alone.
Oh, man.
Like basically is like catapulted me.
Right.
Like Jordan Bauer, you know, he's like the man. He's literally like built that thing from nothing.
Wow.
And helped so many like St. Louis creatives and like businesses just really get to a mass array of people.
Right.
And like, and he's not doing it for anything. He just likes helping people. He's just a genuine down to earth guy.
I don't know. That's what I love about St. Louis. People that are there, they know the potential is there, and
there's a lot of shitheads and there's a lot of like haters.
Yeah.
But then there's also the select few people. Just those few people can balance out like hundreds of haters.
Oh yeah.
You know,
they're the one who actually get shit done. Who actually and like I don't really care about like
they just shut up and work.
Yeah, exactly. They're the people,
and that's like the way like that I want to be.
Right.
Like this is probably the most I'll ever talk about photography,
well,
or just in anything.
I'm flattered.
I'm a man of very few words.
Yeah,
pretty much.
You know what? Like you're talking about, like I don't know. It's something you said earlier, but something I've been trying to do is eliminate like if and just certain words out of my vocabulary. So I'm like, hey,
just
Larry,
do it.
Do you want to do this podcast? You don't have to if you don't want to. I'll just say, hey, Larry, you don't want to do this podcast.
Don't give people the option.
Yeah, exactly.
Say,
but look, if I hadn't walked up to you that Connect STL, I'm like, hey, I got a podcast. Love you. Come on. I really love your work.
If you would have seemed indecisive about it, or like kind of like on the fence, I'd be like,
right.
You have to be all in.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've always been a strong believer of even like I've asked for permission to get into places before. What's the worst that someone can say?
No.
Right. So what the fuck are you missing out on?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
That's what anything.
You're right.
I like got into the routine of like sending out emails every week to different brands to work with them.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I love your stuff. I love your product. I've used it before. Do you want to work together?
Right.
3 things happen. They respond with a yes, they respond with a no, or they don't respond.
Right.
Oh, well.
Right.
Keep moving.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you missing out on?
Yeah,
you're not missing out on anything. It's just that people are too lazy to even put forth that effort because they're selling themselves short and basically chopping themselves out of the equation by saying, well, if they're not going to pick me, then why should I even write them?
Mm.
But you don't know.
Right.
You're just assuming.
Right.
Which is like, assumptions will physically kill you.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever you're assuming something, like people would ask all the time, how do you get on rooftops? I just did it.
Yeah. I got 2 legs.
I didn't assume that I couldn't get up there. I knew that there was a way.
You adapt and overcome.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I didn't learn anything from anyone else. It was all trial and error.
Right.
If you want to put in the work, you're going to be successful.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If you want to assume that you can't do it, you're probably not going to do it.
Oh, yeah.
I feel very
example, Robert.
I feel very inspirational right now, and I don't like it.
Hell yeah, you are.
I don't like this.
Robert Rodriguez is another good example. If I may deflect off of you since it's making you uncomfortable, he's actually speaking of Sin City. He's the one that directed that.
Yeah, see, I need to see, bad habit of mine. I need to read more. I don't read enough.
I'm just YouTube.
I don't YouTube enough.
Okay.
I don't watch TV. Sure. I'm not like up to current events.
Good.
The only thing I follow is like STL Today.
Yeah.
Because I need to know like what's going on with like buildings or like the news in the city.
They actually did a video here.
Because like everything's always adapting. Like, oh, a new building being built.
Right.
Like I'm like super excited for the new building in Clayton to go up because that's like something I can climb.
Right.
It's a different view. Or like the new building in the Central West End that's going up.
Really?
See?
Huh.
There's new stuff going around everywhere. And then there's old stuff being torn down.
Right.
So like you can go to an old spot that's being torn down now and it looks completely different.
Oh, wow.
And then you're capturing that moment in time.
Yeah.
Ching. Old spots are new again.
Wow.
Bam.
Oh my goodness.
Don't shoot in the daylight. Don't shoot on sunny days.
Wait, you don't like to shoot on sunny days?
No, absolutely not.
I don't know. I kind of like to challenge myself.
No,
with the
it looks
light.
like shit. It takes all the saturation out. It takes all the clarity out.
Mm.
You are damaging yourself. Don't do it. Shoot on moody days.
Okay.
Sunrise, sunset. I don't shoot sunset or I don't shoot sunrise because I am not a morning person.
Right.
There will probably come a time where I know there's like even shots in my head that like I want to take, but like I need the right conditions. Like for snow, like there's like a list of spots like that I want to go like while it's snowing.
Yeah.
And then if it like gets subcategorized, like if it's snowing at night, if it's snowing in the morning, if it's you know, if it's anything, like my brain has been wired that way to where I want to basically piece apart things. So if it's like foggy, then like I can get on this roof, and that roof.
Yeah.
And then I can look this way, that way, and that way. Like I already have these things in my head. It's just the way it works.
Oh my goodness.
2 steps ahead.
No, I'm just thinking about how many decisions go on in your head per day.
It's pretty bad.
Oh, whatever.
I'm very indecisive.
The
fact that I actually pick food to eat is even like crazy. Like I had to choose the big choice between Chipotle and Panda Express. Went to Taco Bell. There you go. See? Shit happens. You never know.
Yeah, that kind of paralyzed me sometimes, especially when I was...
It's
I've
crippling.
gotten better with that.
And I have like ADHD really bad. So that's probably why this whole like podcast is probably all over the place because
No,
I can go from one conversation to another and just
that's
pick right up on it.
I'm pretty sure we're 2 peas in the same pot here.
We're both Capricorns. We're meant to be.
And on the same day, exactly.
Weird.
But me and my brother were talking about this. That's probably what helps us do the things we do. Because we're like so interested in so many things, and like we just try it all. We don't really throw it against the wall and see if it sticks. But I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying.
I mean,
to say
I pretty much will dip my toe into just about anything once and be like, oh, well, that sounds bad.
Right.
But I mean, I try not to let the fear of something or the fear of not doing it or the unknown scares me more than, the fact that I may miss an opportunity, like I said earlier, or the fact that I might not try something scares me more than actually trying it.
Right.
That's like the crippling thing with my head. What if I was invited to a midget wrestling competition and I said no? Who knows? I may fucking love midget wrestling.
Yeah.
But if I don't know, if I don't go, then I don't know that. So it's like when opportunities present themselves, like the podcast or even like the Connect STL thing,
right?
Or just like anything that's like kind of been thrown my way, I've always just been like a yes man.
Yeah. I was actually nervous to go to that, but I was like, why?
Yeah. What are you nervous about? You're meeting normal people.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty normal dude.
Yeah.
I'm not like some like crazy on a pedestal type of dude. I'm like, I'll keep it pretty real with you.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess just that. Was it like a date for you?
What's that? Was it like a date for you?
Well, like me and you?
Yeah. You're like, ooh, I gotta smell good.
No.
I gotta look dapper.
No, actually I did kind of dress up a little bit.
See, I didn't. I was like, fuck it. I mean, I almost like to the T, like have on the same thing I wore that day.
Except you don't have your
I don't have my hat and I don't have my red Vans.
That's right.
Black.
Yeah, well, at least you got Vans on.
Always. They're just cheap shoes. I go through shoes. I go through shit like crazy.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
I use
tools.
it. Yeah, I use it. The camera is a weapon.
Right.
It's like a Full Metal Jacket.
Oh, great movie.
Yeah.
Kubrick's my favorite, probably my favorite director.
My camera is my gun. I'm not going to use it the same way, but I still shoot a lot.
Wait, is that what Kubrick said? Or was that you?
No, I'm just saying that.
But damn. And speaking of quotes, you gotta just put that on your page. Unless you already have.
The quote that I have on my page is perfect to a T. Stay hungry, stay humble. It's the way it should be.
Dude, seriously though, you ought to see if you can team up with Arch Apparel.
So my ex, so I've done stuff for Arch Apparel before, but my ex, Hey Sammy Joe, she's like killing it with him right now. She's like been doing great things with him.
Right.
And even like Joan Fisher, who was doing it before, like they're just amazing at what they do. Like they're doing that for a reason, because I would even talk to my ex about it from time to time, to where, like I would sell a lot of prints and she would get a lot of photo shoots booked. Like it was just like our yin and yang kind of thing. Right. Like I would talk to her all the time. Like, I don't see portraits the way you see portraits. And she would be like, I don't see city stuff the way you see it. It's just the way it is. Some people are all around good. And then like some people are very, very good at one thing and okay at others. Right. Like I'm trying to, I think the goal for like 2019 is to really be more well-rounded as a shooter. I want to I want to be good at product stuff. I want to be good at portraits. I want to be good at cityscapes.
Right.
I want to be good at abandoned buildings. I want to be good at symmetry.
Right. You're already good at that.
Street shots. I want to be good at candids. I want to be good at studio work. Like I want to get well rounded. Right. I want to be the ultimate tool.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.